to find a better script to work on for the next film. So I waited about a year, and this movie came around, and there was a director attached to it.
What happened along the canals of Venice in 2014 has had a ripple effect that stretches across continents and continues to shape the lives of two extraordinary individuals. George Clooney, the Hollywood actor and philanthropist, married Amal Clooney, a renowned human rights lawyer, in one of the most glamorous and talked about weddings of the decade. The wedding took place in the romantic city of Venice, a place that George has always considered the most beautiful and romantic city in the world, providing the perfect backdrop for the couple's union. The event was steeped in elegance, and as the world watched the ceremony unfold, the couple became the epitome of glamour and sophistication. Amal, with her extraordinary career achievements, is as much admired for her intellect and tenacity as she is for her beauty. A brilliant lawyer and activist, she has played a pivotal role in high-profile international legal cases, including advising UN Secretary General Kofi Annan on the Syrian crisis and working on the Enron case, which became one of the most significant corporate scandals of the early 2000s. Her work as a human rights advocate, especially her role in investigating war crimes and advocating for the protection of civilians in conflict zones, has earned her global recognition. But Amal's life in the spotlight isn't just about accolades. It is about the constant balance she must maintain between her high-pressure career and her role as a wife and mother. The relentless scrutiny of Amal's life. Despite her remarkable career and intellect, Amal Clooney, like many public figures, faces the relentless scrutiny of the media. As George Clooney's wife, she is often thrust into the public eye, where every detail of her personal life is dissected and discussed. The constant attention can be draining, and the couple is often forced to navigate through the intense spotlight, which puts significant strain on their private lives. The paparazzi, the tabloids, and the ever-present eyes of the public mean that Amal cannot have a moment of respite. But how does someone like Amal, who thrives in the intellectual and professional world, cope with this kind of scrutiny? Amal has managed to maintain a sense of privacy, despite the spotlight that follows her wherever she goes. She keeps a low profile when it comes to her personal life, fiercely protecting her children from the prying eyes of the media. Yet the weight of constant attention and the invasive nature of the paparazzi undoubtedly takes a toll on her family. Amal has openly expressed her frustration with the level of invasion into her life, but she does what she can to protect her loved ones, especially her children, Alexander and Ella. Leading separate lives. The Clooney's marriage, which many once thought would be the epitome of Hollywood's happily ever after, is now tested by the demands of their respective careers. While George Clooney is known for his acting and directing, his personal life often plays out in the public eye. As he navigates the world of Hollywood, constantly involved in new projects, George is not immune to the pressures of the spotlight, and neither is Amal. But their lives are increasingly separate, largely because of the nature of their jobs. George spends extended periods in Los Angeles, New York, and around the world, directing movies or starring in various projects, while Amal's work as a human rights lawyer takes her to conflict zones and courtrooms around the globe. The two have always been driven by their passions, and the nature of their work often places them in different parts of the world. They both acknowledge the demands of their professions, yet the emotional toll of long separations has put a strain on their marriage. For a couple that vowed never to spend more than a week apart, the reality of their schedules has made that promise increasingly difficult to keep. The demands of their work have meant that their shared moments are fleeting, and the physical distance between them continues to grow. Friends and family have expressed concerns, as the couple has had to face the reality that their marriage is, at times, under strain due to their respective professional commitments. George's upcoming Broadway debut, where he will star in a stage adaptation of his 2005 film about journalist Edward R. Murrow, will take him to New York for at least a year. This move adds another layer of distance between him and Amal, and only time will tell how they will navigate this phase in their marriage. Their home in Lake Como, Italy, which was once their sanctuary, has become a fleeting retreat rather than a consistent family home, as both work relentlessly. Even when they are together, they are not fully present as their careers continue to take precedence. The dangers of Amal's work. One of the more dangerous aspects of Amal Clooney's work involves her role as a human rights lawyer, where she frequently tackles high-profile and controversial cases. For example, in 2024, she was involved in advising the International Criminal Court, ICC, on potential war crimes charges related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Her involvement in cases that challenge powerful political figures has made her a target for criticism and, at times, puts her life in jeopardy. Amal's work on the ICC's investigation into war crimes committed by Israeli officials, as well as her outspoken stance on the importance of international law and the protection of civilians, has earned her both praise and fierce opposition. Amal's career has often brought her into dangerous territory. She has worked in countries where human rights violations are rampant, and her very presence in these regions is sometimes seen as a challenge to regimes in power. The threats against her have been real, and George Clooney himself has expressed concern for her safety, knowing the risks she faces daily as she pursues justice. But Amal's commitment to international law and her belief in the rule of law continue to fuel her work, even in the face of personal danger. Her role in the ICC's investigation into war crimes committed in Gaza has brought her into the center of a global political storm. The recommendation to seek arrest warrants against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other leaders of the Israeli military has sparked outrage in certain circles, including from U.S. President Joe Biden, who called the ICC's move outrageous. Amal has had to endure harsh criticism for her stance, but she remains steadfast in her commitment to international justice. For Amal, protecting the lives of innocent civilians and ensuring that the perpetrators of war crimes are held accountable are the driving forces behind her work, even if it means becoming a target herself. The Clooney Foundation for Justice. Alongside their individual careers, George and Amal Clooney have dedicated themselves to social justice through their shared philanthropic efforts. The Clooney Foundation for Justice, established by the couple, has become a powerful vehicle for the couple's advocacy for human rights and legal reform. The foundation focuses on bringing justice to those who have been wronged, whether through political oppression, war crimes, or the lack of legal representation in cases of severe injustice. The foundation's work has been recognized worldwide, but it too has been a source of stress for the Clooneys as they balance their roles as parents and philanthropists with their demanding professional lives. Through the foundation, Amal has worked to create lasting changes in international law, providing resources and support to victims of violence and advocating for accountability in international courts. George has supported the foundation with both his celebrity and his financial resources, using his platform to shine a light on global issues that would otherwise go unnoticed. But while their work through the foundation has brought about meaningful change, it has also made it harder for the Clooneys to find balance in their personal lives. The challenges they face in maintaining their marriage while working to change the world have created a unique set of circumstances that only those closest to them fully understand. A decade of love. Despite the challenges, George and Amal Clooney have celebrated 10 years of marriage, a remarkable milestone in the often tumultuous world of celebrity unions. The couple's relationship, which began in 2013, has been built on a shared understanding of each other's ambitions and a deep admiration for one another. Their love story is not one of perfect harmony, but rather one of two individuals who, despite their contrasting careers and the demands of their professions, have found a deep connection and respect for each other. From the moment they met in Venice, sparks flew, and their relationship quickly grew into something much deeper. What started as an unexpected dinner between mutual friends in 2013 led to a whirlwind romance, and by early 2014, the two were engaged. The wedding in Venice was a fairy tale affair, but it was only the beginning of a journey that would take them to new heights in both their personal and professional lives. 10 years and 2 children later, George and Amal continue to stand by each other, despite the challenges they face. Their journey has not been without its difficulties, but it is also one of resilience, love, and mutual support. They have proven that even in the face of professional pressures, public scrutiny, and the demands of family life, love can still endure. The Clooney story is one of balance, compromise, and unwavering dedication to each other, a testament to the strength of their bond. The future of the Clooney family. As George Clooney's career continues to evolve, and as Amal's work in human rights becomes even more high-profile, the future of the Clooney family remains uncertain. The couple's shared commitment to justice, philanthropy, and family will undoubtedly continue to guide their lives, but the strain of living separate lives due to their demanding careers will be a challenge they must face. Whether their love story will withstand the test of time remains to be seen. George Clooney and Amal Clooney, a modern Hollywood power couple. George Clooney and Amal Clooney, now Amal Clooney, are one of the most talked about couples in the world. Their marriage, which began with an iconic wedding in Venice, Italy in 2014, continues to capture public imagination. Clooney, an award-winning actor and director, and Amal, an internationally renowned human rights lawyer, have both made major contributions to their respective fields. Despite the glamour, fame, and fortune, their relationship has faced its share of struggles. The couple is constantly under the media spotlight, with their personal lives scrutinized and dissected in a way that few others can relate to. Amal Clooney, a career driven by passion and purpose. Amal Clooney, formerly Amal Clooney, was born in Beirut, Lebanon, to parents who fled the country's civil war. Growing up in London, she excelled academically and became a highly respected human rights lawyer. Her work as an advocate for international law and human rights has taken her to some of the most dangerous places in the world, and her clients have included high-profile figures such as former Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko, Nobel Peace Prize laureates, and victims of war crimes. One of Amal's most significant and high-profile cases was her role as part of a UN commission investigating war crimes during the Gaza conflict. Her strong stance on the need for accountability and justice for victims of atrocities in conflict zones has earned her both admiration and controversy. Her involvement in the International Criminal Court's investigation into the Israeli government's actions and her call for arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other political leaders has made her a target for fierce criticism, particularly from political figures like U.S. President Joe Biden. Amal's passion for defending human rights is not just a career, it is deeply personal. Having witnessed the turmoil in Lebanon during her childhood, she is driven by a strong sense of justice. She has consistently pushed the boundaries of international law, seeking to protect civilians in the most complex geopolitical crises. Whether working on the Enron case, advising UN officials on the Syrian conflict, or investigating violations of the laws of war, Amal Clooney has built a reputation as one of the most influential lawyers of her generation. George Clooney, Hollywood royalty and entrepreneur. George Clooney, born on May 6, 1961 in Lexington, Kentucky, comes from a family deeply embedded in media and entertainment. His father, Nick Clooney, was a former TV anchor and a city councilman, and his mother, Nina Bruce, was a former beauty queen and city councilwoman. Raised in a strict Roman Catholic household, George initially pursued a career in broadcasting before turning to acting, and his career soon soared to new heights. Clooney's breakout role came in the mid-1990s with the television series ER, where he played Dr. Doug Ross, a role that earned him critical acclaim and widespread recognition. His Hollywood career continued to thrive with blockbuster films such as Ocean's 11, Gravity, and The Descendants, for which he received multiple Academy Award nominations. Clooney quickly became known for his charm, wit, and acting prowess, earning a reputation as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. But George Clooney is not just an actor, he has also made a name for himself as a businessman. In 2013, he and his close friend Rhonda Gerber launched Casamigos, a tequila brand that would become a multi-billion-dollar empire. What started as a hobby, making tequila for their personal enjoyment, quickly turned into a global success. Casamigos was eventually sold to Diageo for over $1 billion, making Clooney one of the most financially successful actors in the world. His entrepreneurial acumen is matched only by his generosity, as evidenced by his philanthropic efforts and deep involvement in global humanitarian causes. Clooney's journey from a struggling actor to a Hollywood royalty and a savvy entrepreneur is one that continues to inspire. However, as his career has evolved, he has had to navigate the challenges of balancing family life with a demanding professional schedule. The strain of separate lives. Despite their shared commitment to their respective careers, Amal and George's marriage has faced significant challenges. Both are workaholics, and their careers take them to different corners of the globe. For Amal, her work as a human rights lawyer often involves long periods spent in conflict zones, meeting with government officials and advocating for international legal standards in some of the world's most dangerous places. Meanwhile, George's Hollywood commitments require him to travel for filming, movie promotions, and directing projects, all of which can take him away from his family for extended periods. The couple made a vow when they married in 2014 that they would not spend more than a week apart. This promise, while admirable, has been increasingly difficult to maintain as their careers demand more of their time. As George prepares for his Broadway debut in New York City in 2025, where he will star in and direct an adaptation of the 2005 film Good Night and Good Luck, it is clear that the couple's time together will be even more limited. Amal's continued commitment to high-profile legal cases, including her work for the International Criminal Court and her advocacy for justice in Gaza, further distances the couple, both geographically and emotionally. Their marriage, which once seemed impervious to the pressures of Hollywood fame and international political turmoil, now faces increasing scrutiny. Friends of the couple have expressed concerns that their love story may not survive the test of time as they continue to lead separate lives. Raising a family in the spotlight, Amal and George have 2 children, fraternal twins Ella and Alexander, born in 2017. Despite their public profiles, the Clooneys have fiercely protected their children's privacy, going to great lengths to ensure that their faces are not shown in public and that they are shielded from the paparazzi. George has spoken frequently about the difficulty of raising children in the spotlight, noting that the constant attention makes it impossible for the family to enjoy the simple pleasures of life, like taking a walk in Central Park without being swarmed by photographers. For the Clooneys, family has always been a top priority, and they have worked hard to create a stable and secure environment for their children. Their stunning villa on Lake Como, Italy has become their sanctuary, a place where they can escape the constant pressure of their careers in the media. However, even in the sanctuary of their home, work is never far from their minds, and both George and Amal often find themselves working late into the night on projects that demand their full attention. Amal's controversial legal work. A source of tension. One of the most significant sources of tension in Amal and George's marriage has been Amal's involvement in high-profile and controversial legal work. In 2024, Amal's involvement in a UN-backed investigation into war crimes committed in Gaza and her role in pushing for arrest warrants for Israeli political leaders has drawn sharp criticism from political leaders around the world, including President Joe Biden. Amal has defended her stance by reiterating her commitment to the rule of law and her belief that no one, not even heads of state, should be above the law. While George Clooney has been outspoken on a variety of political issues, including his support for progressive causes and his criticism of political leaders, his wife's controversial work has put them at odds with certain factions. The couple has also faced increasing threats to their safety due to Amal's involvement in such high-risk legal work, leading to concerns about their security and the toll it is taking on their family. The future of their marriage. Despite the challenges they face, the Clooneys' relationship remains resilient. Both are deeply committed to their marriage and to each other's careers, but as their professional demands continue to grow, they must find new ways to maintain their bond. George has spoken about the importance of family and has expressed his gratitude for Amal's unwavering support throughout their marriage. He has also noted that they are constantly adapting and evolving, both as individuals and as a couple, to navigate the complexities of their lives. For Amal, her work continues to be a driving force in her life, but she has made it clear that her family comes first. As she continues to fight for justice in some of the most difficult and dangerous corners of the world, she does so with the knowledge that her family supports her and that her husband, George, is always by her side. The Clooney's marriage, though tested by time and distance, remains a testament to their dedication to one another and to the causes they hold dear. Whether they can continue to navigate the challenges of their demanding careers while raising their children in the public eye remains to be seen. But if their past decade together is any indication, Amal and George Clooney will find a way to make it work, and their love story will continue to unfold for years to come. A love that defies the odds. The marriage of George and Amal Clooney is one of the most fascinating and talked about stories in Hollywood today. As individuals, they are both highly accomplished in their respective fields, but it is their shared commitment to each other and to their family that makes their story truly special. Despite the challenges they face, from long periods apart due to work commitments to the pressure of living under constant public scrutiny, the Clooneys have managed to maintain a strong, loving relationship. Their journey together has been far from easy, but it is a testament to the power of love, determination, and the belief that no matter the obstacles, they can overcome them together.